It's freaking Thanksgiving. We've got 3 games for you. I am going to give you game picks for not only Thanksgiving, but all of week 13. All right. This video is going to be a little bit unique. We've got an interesting schedule with football all week. Let's get busy. Now, if there's one thing I learned from doing the AJ Brown giveaway, it's that you guys love commenting when there's something to be had, right? You want a little something for your efforts. Message received. I'm going to be giving away cold hard cash to multiple people that comment the word turkey on this video, right? In the spirit of Thanksgiving, it's the season of giving. Comment the word turkey, and I'm going to be sending some of you guys cold hard cash. For those of you that are new to my long form format, this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to go game by game, giving you either the winner, money line, spread, over under, and a player to watch in the game. Somebody I think is going to make an impact for you to get an early look and get ahead of the books for your player props for the NFL this week, being week 13. Now, this week's a little bit interesting, a little bit odd. It's Thanksgiving, baby, which means food, family, football, and freaking parlays. All right, let's dive into the first game. As always, kicking us off for Thanksgiving, we've got the Lions, and they are playing the Packers. I expect this to be a good game. The spread indicates as such. 49-point total, should be back and forth, up and down the field. Now, the guy, I'm going to give you guys a little extra. I always like to under-promise and over-deliver for you. So the guy I really like on the Packers side is Christian Watson. I'm going to be taking a look at his props. However, I'm going to save my full research and everything I come from, or everything I find that I come across in the PropsBot app. I'm going to save that for the Discord, completely free. Just click the link in my bio here. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be sweating bets, big degenerate parlays, as we always do for every holiday. Last year on Christmas, we cashed out a plus 2,200, and I'm hoping to find the same sort of success this year for Thanksgiving. Jahmyr Gibbs is my player to watch. The guy went absolutely nuclear last week for 264 rushing and receiving yards. And I expect him to have another big week. As you can see, these are his last 5 games on the screen right here. A lot of green. You're seeing a lot of green, very little red, okay? A little bit of red against Minnesota. Outside of that, the man is average. If you take away that Minnesota game, he's averaged 200 yards rushing and receiving over the last 4 games. That's absolutely insane, all right? I'm expecting him to go higher than 1.5 rushing and receiving yards. Now, as you can see on the screen right here, you've got some books putting this at 108.5. I expect this to settle around the range of 105.5 to 107.5. I think that's where we end up seeing it. Best odds are always going to be right in that box right there. As you can see, right now they are DK. Here's a couple of the other places. I wondered if Prize Picks, there we go. We've got Underdog right here. Oh, better DFS showing up in the app here. 108.5 on Underdog. You're not playing in any of those places, all right? Jump on this. Take 101.5. Jahmyr Gibbs is the player to watch. You know I like him for a touchdown as well. I know it's going to be juicy. And you know what? While we're here, let's just take a look right now. Not so bad, actually. Not as bad as I thought it would be. I do believe that this goes up, all right? I think that's going to go up probably somewhere around the 200 range. You can see I've rediscovered a clicker. I've always liked having the laser pen when I'm giving a demonstration or when a presentation or I'm teaching a class. I like showing that. I get a little clicker happy, all right? I use it. I'm drawing all sorts of things. You know, I'm drawing dollar signs up here. I'm circling it. I'm writing out, here's the offensive line, all right? We're going to go in the pistol formation. We're going to hand the ball off. He's going to do, a jet sweep. We're going to toss it this way. Little toss right here. And he's going to run up the field, all right? I'm drawing out plays, all right? Don't give me this kind of stuff. You're going to see me draw the annexation of Puerto Rico out here. All right, let me get all this nonsense off the screen. Confidence score of 0.47 on that. That was quite high. I like the Lions to win this game, all right? I talked around it. I went all over the place. You could see it's Thanksgiving. You could see it's a holiday week. I've got a shortened work week. You know we're excited about it. I hope you do too. We're taking the Lions. We're taking a -2.5. I don't know how I feel about the over-under. I haven't given enough thought. I put myself on the spot here, and I wasn't ready for that. But we're also taking Jahmyr Gibbs to have a big impact on this game. and Christian Watson on the other side of the ball. All right, we're moving on. Kansas City and the boys. All right, we've got another delicious game. The NFL, for the most part, really blessed us with this slate. So shout out to Roger Goodell here, putting some good games on the schedule. We get Patrick Mahomes playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. Might as well be part of the family. I'm taking the Chiefs. No hard feelings about what they did to my Colts. We did it to ourselves last week, all right? We had the game in the bag, and we got scared. We got away from what works. We got away from what got us there. It got us there, though. No hard feelings, all right? Kansas City's winning. -3, no problem. I like it. I don't care that they're on the road. The Cowboys offense is absolutely ridiculous. I think this is probably going to go over the 52 points here, which means I'm going to want a lot of action in this game. But the guy I think that makes potentially the biggest impact, at least on the Chiefs side, that's for sure, on this game is none other than Rashee Rice. And I like his yardage, all right? I think you could look at his receptions prop at 6.5. That's probably fine, but it's getting kind of up there at the range where I may not want to take it. Actually, while I'm here, makes me think of what his longest reception is at too. 23.5, 22.5 over on Hard Rock Bet. Not bad. Not bad at all. 22.5. Confidence score right here. That's our AI algorithm. All right. AI. I told you guys I'm just having fun using this thing. Confidence score 0.62. Very delectable odds there at 22.5 at 125. Or 108 is probably fine as well. Obviously, I think Patrick Mahomes has a good game here too. I think you certainly could go back here. Just take a look at Mahomes. Wow, they set his line quite high. You know what could be an interesting way to attack this? Take Mahomes. Higher than 1.5 passing touches is probably fine. But do like Mahomes 225 or 250 plus, and then Rashee Rice like 60 plus, something like that. One's probably not going to happen without the other. I think it's pretty safe. I don't foresee a big Xavier Worthy day. Not that he can't have a good game, but I don't think he's the guy that's going to get you 140, 120. I think this is a three-headed monster essentially in Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown's out there a little bit, but Travis Kelce being that third head of the monster there. So I think there's a couple of different angles. Hopefully I overpromised for you. I gave you way more than I came in thinking I was going to do. But as I thought through it, this Dallas defense is a sieve to other teams. It's not a division game like last week. The Chiefs got to keep winning. They're coming off a big win last week on the road, Thanksgiving Day. I think the Chiefs get it done. I like the 3-point spread. I don't mind it, just like I like the 2.5 for the Detroit game. Give me the Chiefs. Give me Patrick Mahomes. Give me Rashee Rice. On the other side of the ball, I think Pickens gets in the end zone. So give me that. Throw it into your parlays. Again, Thanksgiving, holidays, watching games with your family, straight bets are fun, all right? They're fun. They're what's going to build your bankroll. They're what you should be playing. Nerds, that's what you should be playing. But if we're being honest, holidays, the boys, the cousins, your brothers and sisters are there. Your father-in-law, everybody's watching the game rooting. You're going for a plus 1,000 at least, right? Plus 1,200. A couple of them. Little sprinkles, all right? We're just talking sprinkles, not full unit bets. But let's have some fun. We're going to have some fun. Last but certainly not least, we've got a division game in the Bengals and Ravens. Is it the return of Joe Burrow? Joe Cool, the man of the hour? Mr. Beautiful Hair himself, NFL quarterback of the acclaimed show Netflix, also just so happens to play in the NFL. Movie star Joe Burrow, star of the Netflix show quarterback, also just happens to play on an NFL team. Is he going to play? That's the million-dollar question. At the time I'm making this video, Monday night, I don't know. My insiders haven't told me yet. Let's assume he plays. If he plays, I don't mind the Bengals plus 7 here. All right? If he's not playing, I want nothing to do with them. If he's not playing, give me the Ravens. I'll give up 7 points. I'll walk away, no problem. Either way, you know what I think is a safe bet? Higher than 52. All right? I think that's probably pretty safe. Whether it's Old man Joe Flacco revenge game or Joseph Burrow. All right. No matter what Joe is starting in this game, I think that's pretty safe. Another play that I also think is safe, no matter who's playing, is your boy right here, Mr. Jamar Chase. Yes, we switched it up. We went with a blue, baby. Now, the confidence score may not be certain, but I'm going to try to convince the AI. All right. Let me convince the AI. Can we get this anywhere else? Underdogs 92. Robbing us tonight, underdog. Got to do better. Got to do better for the people. We've got PropsBot, all right? We've got PropsBot. You're not getting that. You're not getting those lines by us again. Jamar Chase is going to be the difference maker in this game. On the Ravens side, give me Lamar. Now, the only thing is I want to take Lamar's rushing. But the man has just not really looked that good. He looks like he might be injured, is what I'm saying. Let's see. Receiving yards for Keaton. Rush yards. Okay. He almost broke a big one last week. I was just curious to see. They don't have anything for the quarterback. We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback. I wanted to see what Lamar's props are at. Man, no passing touchdowns last week. Look at his rushing yards. He just doesn't look right. When he runs the ball, he just doesn't look like he has that speed. He could have made a guy miss at the goal line and gotten in the end zone last week and scored a touchdown, and he just didn't have it. He would have just dug regular Lamar, healthy Lamar, would have just planted his foot and hit this guy with a cut that would have made him grasping at shadows, looking for air, would have sent him to the Shadowlands, the center of the earth. All right? Mordor. I mean, barely even seen that movie, and that came to my mind. The Shadow Realm, whatever it is. This man would have been hugging imaginary objects, okay? But Lamar just didn't have it. He ran out of bounds or something. So I don't think I'm going to touch his rushing prop. I'm going to wait till he comes back and shows me he has it. But it's 233.5. Interesting. Thanksgiving Day. Look at his head-to-head. Just carved them up like a Thanksgiving turkey in the past. So TBD. Follow me on socials. Follow me or hop into the Discord to find out where I land on this game, given the news we have whenever it becomes available. PropsBot has a free 7-day trial in both app stores. That's right. The old 3-day trial is now a 7-day trial. You can try out the #1 new sports data research app powered by AI, not this fake AI like these other companies might have, but true machine learning, completely risk-free for 7 days in both app stores. This Colts and Texans game has me a little bit nervous after what that defense did to Josh Allen last week. Literally something, they should have put an NC-17 warning on that game. They should have been blurring out different aspects of that game last week. Josh, he's over there like, oh, my hand. I mean, they should have put like a little warning on the screen. If you are sensitive to grown men getting destroyed out here, you should probably turn on The Price is Right or Jeopardy, or that was a night game. So I don't know what's on TV, NCIS maybe. But it was brutal to watch. That defense made the Bills look real bad. That makes me a little nervous for Daniel Jones. Normally, Daniel Jones has that deer in the headlights look already. Like scared, like. Now it's going to be even worse. Will Anderson is going to be getting after him. I'm a little nervous about it. However, I think we see a healthy dose of JT. The Texans can be run on. All right, we've seen that. You can run on this team. I think the Colts have enough weapons to get after C.J. Stroud. Their offensive line stinks. His clock's going to be sped up. First game back. Might be a little rusty. I think Nico has a big game. Nico has historically had big games against the Colts. So this is going to be my play. I'm taking the Colts to win. I think they're fine to win by 4.5 points. But I do think Nico has a big game. So take a look at his longest reception prop too. If it's anywhere around 23.5, 24.5, smash it. If it's 26.5, it's probably okay too, but I would maybe take a little bit of caution. So if we're doing red light, green light, that game you played when you were a kid, 23, 24, green light. You just go. Fly. Pass right through it. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Or no, do pass go. Do not as if you're going to jail. Pass go. 26.5, caution. 28.5, probably just a red. Look at his over 70.5 receiving yards. But to be honest, he's gotten some big plays against the Colts. I mean, there you go. There's the head-to-head. So do with that what you will. I know my beloved Colts, he has torched us every year. But now you got sauce on him. Just thought of that. Not sure if it makes a big enough difference. PBD, I'll probably be playing some Nico. But give me the Colts, -4.5 at home. We're getting back on track this week. We've got the Aints and the Dolphins. Not a super sexy game. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Also, as much as I do think the Dolphins can probably win by 6 points, I don't think I'm confident enough to take the Dolphins -6. They're probably fine at home, coming off a bye. I'm just gonna play it safe. Give me the Dolphins, and I'm taking Achane to score a touchdown. All right, that is what I think is safe. I think Achane gets a touchdown. I also might not have a problem taking a look at Waddle, although with this 41.5 point total here has me second guessing it slightly. So give me maybe an Achane touchdown. The confidence score is good. If you're scared, period. If you're scared that touchdowns are going to be hard to come by, maybe the rush yards is for you. May I interest you in Achane's rush yards? Now, this right here is based off of over 700 now different data points. Okay. This is one of them. The fact that there's only one book out here factoring into this will change that. Okay, just so you know, it will change that. If I had to guess, and because I am not a robot, I have no idea. But my guess is this will actually bump up to something like a 0.64 or something. That's based off nothing. You could close your eyes and pick a number, or you could guess the marbles in a marble bin that's life size. All right. That's how random what I just did is. All right. I have no idea. But if I had a guess, 0.64. Okay. We'll see how close I get. You know I'm a gambling man. I like to have fun. I gamble anything. Does anybody else go through the line at their local grocery store and try to guess how much money they're going to spend and then vomit in their mouth a little bit when they see the total? Do you try to guess like, oh, I think this is going to be $246.58? See how close you can get? That's me. I'm a degenerate gambler, apparently. Hopefully. Anybody? I see. He sees nobody. Puts his hand down. Me either. I've never done that. You know it's a gross AFC South division matchup when I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence's rushing props as an interesting angle and as the player to target or whatever. That's kind of how gross it is. You could take a look, though, at what he's done lately. The man has been running the ball more. All right? There's no denying that. 6.5 point road favorites are the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's just bad. The only reason I think this could stay close is because it's a division game. I don't see the Titans winning it. Could they win? Probably. Will they win? I don't think so. I think you're fine taking the Jags -6.5. You can probably even take the under in this game. And I think Trevor Lawrence's rushing prop may be interesting. Overall, I don't even know if I'm going to be placing a bet on this game, to be completely honest with you. Atlanta and the Jets. For as much as the NFL blessed us on Thanksgiving with some good matchups, and as they should, that's the marquee day of the week. You know, that's all the prime time and stuff. That's going to get the viewership. This weekend slate is kind of gross outside of so far what I've seen, the Colts and the Titans game. This is kind of gross. The next one looks a little bit better, but overall this Sunday after I watch my 1 o'clock Colts game, I might go out and fold some laundry maybe or something. I don't know. Go out meaning leave my room that I'm watching the game in and fold laundry, not go out of the house and fold somebody else's laundry. Falcons, -2.5. Kirk Cousins at quarterback. Tyrod Taylor, probably at quarterback for the Jets, I assume. Give me the Falcons on the road, -2.5. Would I be shocked if the Jets win? No, I wouldn't. It's not really a great game, but because of this video, I have to pick somebody. So that's who I would pick. Cousins, if he can get JJ the ball, he could go over this line. Brees had a big week last week receiving the ball. Game script was really good for him. Does he see that again? As I said before, this being the only line out right now means this is going to change quite a bit over the week. So download the app completely free, 7-day trial. Free 7-day trial. Try it risk-free. Wait till this game gets closer. The line, the confidence score, is its most accurate 15, 30, an hour before tip-off, okay? Kickoff, excuse me. So that is when it's most accurate. It's taken all the movement from the line for the week. The data points are there, injury stuff, all that's in there. And it gives you its most accurate line the closer to the game, all right? I'm not saying you got to be on your phone a minute before kickoff to enter the bet, right? That's not what I'm saying. But an hour, 2 hours before is ideal over the Monday before. There are not many props out for this game, probably with Tampa Bay playing last night and with Bucky Irving potentially coming back from injury, Chris Godwin back from injury, maybe Mike Evans back from injury. This Tampa Bay team has been banged up and they might be getting some key pieces back this week. I'm going to bank that they do. I'm going to also bank on the fact that they're at home. Give me Tampa Bay confidently, -3 here. And as far as the players to watch, you really just have to see who is out there. Bucky, hopefully he's really healthy, comes back. I'd like to see his lines. Maybe we can get him on the cheap, about 20 yards lower than they will be in a week or two after he's been back a little bit and starts really kicking into high gear and starts crushing it. So I think that's interesting. Maybe a Bucky touchdown, something like that. It's going to be really interesting to see how this offense looks once they get all their pieces back. And Godwin, Mike Evans, Abuka's there, K. Dotton, Bucky Irving back. Then you got Rashad White, Sean Tucker. I think Baker really starts stepping it up. Higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns is probably interesting. I feel real confident. Maybe I shouldn't in the -3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Two teams that would be a lot better potentially if they had different quarterbacks. Now, I say that somewhat in jest, but somewhat there's some truth to that. The Seattle Seahawks are the better team here. Their defense is strong. Their offense is better. JSN's going to have a big week. Justin Jefferson probably has a pretty good week because I imagine he gets fed quite a bit. Look what JSN has done over the last 5 games. Absolutely insane. Just missed on this line in one of the games here, and it was a near hook, essentially. Look what he's done on the season. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You don't need me to sit here and tell you to play JSN, but if you do, play JSN, and I like the Seahawks in this game. 10.5, I'm probably looking to tease that down to 9.5. The Raiders are an absolute mess. They fired Chip Kelly, the second coordinator to be fired in as many weeks. I don't see how the Chargers lose this game. I like that 9.5 point spread we're getting for them at home coming off the bye. I don't know the status of Amari in Hampton. I think he's still out if I'm not mistaken, but I do think Brock Bowers is a guy that I'm going to be looking at in this game to potentially have a big game. And then also on the other side of the ball, you know I like Justin Herbert, usually higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that's a fine play this week. Put those 3 plays together, probably get like a plus 264 to 300 or something. I think that's a really solid play for this game, and I don't think it's that unlikely to hit. Not a lot of props out for this Bills and Steelers game as well. I think the Bills win it on the road. I think they win by 3.5. I'm not overly confident in the Bills. I think both these teams are probably overrated, I should say. But I think the Steelers are really the more overrated team, to be honest. I don't care that they're at home. I don't care if Mason Rudolph plays or Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Bills to win this game. I'd like to see Darnell Washington just treat a couple of the Bills defenders like they're little children and just shove Joey Bosa through the earth or something. That would be quite the sight to see, making Joey Bosa look like a small human being. But that is Darnell Washington. That's what he can do. As far as other props yet, I'll have a better idea as we see more. I think James Cook could be interesting, but I would probably look at his rushing and receiving. I probably wouldn't just lean on the rushing alone here. And I like a Buffalo, for the Buffalo Bills side, I like a Josh Allen touchdown as well. For Denver and Washington, this one's pretty cut and dry for me. Give me Denver -6.5. As far as players to watch, it's going to be on Bo Nix to do what he should do. Their team's way better. You're playing another a lower level, lower tier of opponent here. Don't play down to them. Play hard. Play them well. Finish them off. This should be a 17, 20-point game here. This should not be a game where Marcus Mariota has the potential to win it at the end of the game. If that's the case, then Bo Nix did not play well. So if you agree and you think the Broncos handle business, then chances are Bo Nix went higher than 227.5 passing yards, and the Broncos won by 6.5. For the final game, the Monday Night Football, the final game of Week 13, I think the Patriots win. I like that they're at home. The fact that they're at home makes me a little more comfortable with that 7.5, but I'm a little bit nervous of it. So I may include them in a little teaser, tease it down to -6.5. I did that last week. If you watch my videos, unfortunately, they won by 6. Happened a couple of times last week with these teams that were in clear better spots. They were clearly the better team. That's just been the NFL this year. It's been very bizarre. I think the point spreads have not been safe. I'll have to look at some data about that to see if it backs up my theory here. But I think the point spreads just haven't been as safe and as reliable as previous years. So I like the Patriots to win the game. I think it'll be interesting if Jackson Dart plays against Drake May here. It'll be at least a fun game to watch, in my opinion, if that's the case. I like Jackson Dart to score a touchdown, and I like Drake May to throw for over 1.5 or 2 passing touchdowns in this game. The player to watch, probably Drake May or Jackson Dart, one of those two guys. His pass attempts usually is safe for a quarterback, and our app has been getting it right way more often than it has been getting it wrong. However, with a guy like Dart where he likes to tuck and run, I probably would stay away from this play and probably look at something like his rush yards or his rush attempts. The only thing that scares me at all about it is coming back from an injury like that. Does he listen to what people have told him and try to play it a little bit safer? And maybe that means he slides a little bit earlier, he runs a little bit less, he tries to shy away from contact a little bit more, which could put this line slightly in jeopardy. But give me the Patriots. Give me a Jackson Dart anytime touchdown.